Hello there. Now, I've just seen something that has in equal measures amazed me and terrified me. I want to take you through it and show you it, then we'll discuss the implications. Hi, I'm Adam and welcome back to First Man Photography. Before we get going today, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. So if you need a domain name, a website or an online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Right, we're going straight into the computer for this one because that's where I've seen this thing. And for about the last year, I've been using Chat GPT every single day. It's a privacy nightmare waiting to happen, but I don't tell it anything that isn't public anyway. But it just popped up with a suggestion to use a new imaging thing called Sora. So I've gone on there and this is what I've been welcomed with. And I'm supposing that these are all AI generated images and videos. I did a very quick test. I've got to say, the images that it creates are unbelievable. It was only a couple of years ago that I created a video about AI where it came up with stuff like this, which just looked unrealistic and rubbish. But let's go straight in, just down here. Describe your image. So let's say something like, please create, can't type, please create, still can't type, an ultra realistic photograph of a beautiful sunset scene in autumn of the UK Lake District. And then we just hit return and it starts generating it. I've selected it as 3x2. It's going to give us two versions, like you can see at the bottom, and it's obviously selected image. So let's just click on that and it starts showing the image coming to life. And then I won't make you wait for it because it does take a little bit of time, 10% already, but we'll skip ahead. And there we go. And it's created some extra images for me. So let's just click got it. And yeah, I mean, they're not perfect, but it's pretty good. And it looks quite realistic. And it's nice as well, isn't it? I think you could probably tone down the trees a little bit. They're a bit too orange. Let's do another one and we'll do some scenes that I enjoy. You can see the sort of crazy stuff that people are coming up with using Sora to create images and videos. It's kind of mind-blowing. I like long exposure photography. So let's create something like that. A beautiful, I don't know why I keep saying beautiful sunset scene at the coast using long exposure photography. It's just after sunset, the sun below the horizon. There is a soft glow and there are sea groins, which I think is spelled like that, from the bottom right hand corner of the frame to the middle. And it starts creating it. As simple as that. And that's taken me, 1 minute to think about and a few seconds to write. And there we go. That's what it's come up with. It's kind of amazing, kind of scary. Again, I think it's a little bit oversaturated. Tell you what, let's load it into Photoshop. Now you can see here that it's a pretty small image size. That's only, 1,500 pixels by 1,000. So it's pretty small. And I think you could improve the composition a little bit. We'll keep it at 3x2, but let's just push it like that. Maybe go that way a little bit. Get the composition I was kind of thinking of. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Let's do filter, camera raw filter, and then just pull the saturation down a touch. Maybe there, maybe make it a little bit less pink. Let's tone that magenta down a touch. Oh man, isn't that just kind of scary? It's such an improvement on where we were before. It's such an improvement. And let's just make it a little bit smaller. So like pretend you're seeing it on a phone. You're not going to know that isn't real unless the person posting it has told you. It's like it's like our reality is being messed with, especially online. I've been talking about this for ages now, absolutely ages, where the onset of AI and even the huge number of images that photographers create, images online are going to be a little bit worthless. And this is just showing that even more. You could do a whole account on Instagram, couldn't you? Faking this stuff, pretending creating a story around the image like I talk about normally, and just fake it completely. Reputation on social media profiles is going to be important. It is, because you need to be able to trust the person that you're listening to. If you've never come across an account before and these amazing pictures are appearing, we've got to be thinking it could be AI. And I'm not sure what that means for photography. Let's do another one. We'll do a cityscape, shall we? Give that a try. Of London, looking east from London Bridge towards Tower Bridge. And let's just say there is a misty and ethereal feel to the morning. And then I can't spell. Why can't I spell? I'll hit return, and then we'll jump ahead to that image being ready. It takes about a minute to 90 seconds to create this, just for reference. And there we have it. There's two, because I've asked it to create two. So we've got that one and that one. I know, because I know London quite well, that this scene isn't possible quite like this. But you'd have to have quite deep knowledge of London to know that. One prominent feature that is missing, which is usually around here, is the HMS Belfast. And that's not there. So it's clearly fake, but it looks real. If you just looked at it very briefly and didn't think too much of it, maybe scrolling past it on Instagram just for a few seconds, you might like that because it's a nice looking scene of London, because we've not studied it any more closely than that. It's mind-boggling. Let's do another one. Let's just keep going with this. This time, let's go with an ultra-realistic image of Derwent water. And let's make it a moody shot. But there's a rainbow breaking through. Just because there is. From a gap in the clouds behind us. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Let's hit return. We'll skip the creation of it again. 60 to 90 seconds. And let's jump straight to it. And there we go. Now, it's definitely not Derwent water. But it does look a little bit like Wastwater in the Lake District. With the mountains either side, impressive lake. I'll put a real picture up of Wastwater in these types of conditions. And you look at the difference and tell me what you think. Because it's kind of crazy. But the rocks look real, the water's impressive, and the clouds, mountains, and distant stuff like the rainbow look perfect. My goodness. Wouldn't you be happy if you'd made that in real life and you were there for that moment? And the thing is, although it looks insanely impressive, moments like that do happen. As a landscape photographer, like I am, you get out there day after day after day after day. You get up at insane times to be out there. You're getting out in all sorts of weather, including the rain, like this would be. And you put the effort in, you put the work in, and you're there for these moments. And it's amazing. It feels great. And you come home with an image that people are going to love. But then, in about 90 seconds, we've just created this. And that is, I think it's a complete game changer, isn't it? The value of photography, which I've been talking about for years on this channel now, and the diminishing value of digital content. Because, like I've said so many times before, the price of digital content will always trend to zero. And this kind of just shows that. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. One area of photography where I've always respected the amount of patience and hard work required is wildlife photography. Let's create a wildlife photograph, shall we? See what that looks like. So let's create a realistic image of a male reindeer in a snow-covered landscape with a plain, snowy, white background. Hit return and see what it comes up with. Look at that. I mean, the detail's insane. You showed me that. I would not know that was not real. I've seen some wildlife photographers who are the best in the business get images like this, although it's a bit too close up. So let's try, and we'll open it up in Photoshop and see if we can improve the composition a little bit. Image, canvas size, and let's do something like 5,000 by 3,000. That might do it, something like that. How big do we want the deer in the frame? Something like that. We want the deer there. Then we hit return, and then I'm going to select this area here to edit, and then we're going to go content aware fill. Click OK. Deselect. You see how easy it is? It's a bit grey for me. Camera raw filter. And let's just drag the whites up, make it nice and bright. Look at that. And this time, it's actually got a fair amount of detail in. Look at it. There is as well, if you look closely, some detail in that background. And it's snowing. Look at, you can see the snowflakes moving past the lens. I've done wildlife photography with some very good wildlife photographers. And it's, I don't have the patience for it because it takes dedication and hard work and amazing knowledge of the animals to get close to the animals, to get those amazing pictures. And so much hard work. And again, in 90 seconds, 60 seconds in Photoshop, I've created that. And if you posted that and told a little story, a little fake story around how you'd trekked out somewhere in northern Finland in the middle of winter and captured this reindeer, people are going to believe it because they're not looking into your story in detail. They're just consuming content. Look, we can look closely. Look at the feet. That doesn't look right, does it? They're kind of facing the wrong way a little bit, but you've got to really nitpick and look at it closely. What does this mean? What does it mean for photography going forward? I'm going to give you a little prediction of what this means in a little while. But as you know, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Now, in my opinion, Squarespace is the best place for real photographers to launch their own website. Having that your own little corner of the internet where people can trust that that's you, I think that's going to be super important moving forward. And with Squarespace, it's super easy to do as well, because you can just use one of their beautiful templates or some of their AI tools that will help you build a custom template or write a little bit of copy to help you with the difficult part of putting words on your website. It will do that for you. And then by the end of that, once you've put some of your pictures on there and things, you're going to have a really beautiful and unique looking website. I wish I had discovered Squarespace years and years ago, because it's by far the best and easiest way to do it. It will also grow with you. So if you want to start selling things like books or prints, cups, mugs, calendars, workshops, experiences, they have award-winning customer service, a members area as well if you want to create that. And yeah, I just would, like I say, I wish I'd discovered them years ago, and I've really never looked back. So go to squarespace.com or hit the link down below and then build your website. And if you like what you've created, then use the offer code FIRSTMAN. That's right, tell them that I sent you there, because then you get a nice new website, I get the credit for sending you there, and they get a new customer. We all win, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I want to try making a video. So let's nip over to Chat GPT and let's say, create a storyboard. It's a landscape photography vlog, stuff that I do. Man is setting up his gear on a tripod. These are all the things I do. I'll put a video of me doing this over the top where I've actually done it in real life, and we'll see what it looks like. And taking a beautiful coastal scene. You don't even need to worry about spelling it right. Beautiful coastal scene. And then we'll see what ChatGPT comes up with. Scene 1, opening, establishing shot, arrival and setup, setting up gear, first framing of the scene, landscape beauty shots, candid moments, final hero shot. Would you like me to write the exact Sora text prompt version, formatted ready for you to paste straight in? Yes, please. Let's make it, that's 5 seconds is the longest I can do. I guess I'm not paying enough. Let's do that. Click create. I've no idea how long it's going to take because I've not done this before. So while that's running, let's think about the implications of this, because I don't know. It's kind of amazing and it's kind of terrifying. It's amazing just because of how it's the improvement just in the last few years, and they're getting more and more realistic all the time. So I think it's exciting from a storytelling point of view, because you're going to have more and more people being able to create interesting stories. It's democratizing filmmaking, I suppose, more so than it has been already. Like that transition from film photography to digital photography opened up photography to a whole new world, including my ability to do it all the time. But I'm also aware of, at the time, there was some crusty old conservative photographers whinging about the switch from film to digital. And I'm very aware I don't want to be one of those people now whinging about AI. And I don't think I am whinging about it. I'm just kind of open-minded to what's happening. It definitely does, in the same way that film to digital did, reduce the value of photography and reduce the value of the individual photographer as well, because you can pay people cheaper. You can create images for free just by describing it to this. I talked the other week about like how product photography, you're not going to have to pay a photographer for that. You could do a 3D model scan of the product, pump it into this AI, because you can upload images as well to start the thing off, and then describe the scene that you want that thing in, and it's going to look super realistic and it's going to sell product. Marketing people are not going to care whether it's real or not. There's just so many implications where this is going to have an effect on photography. I think that video's done. Should we have a look? See what it's come up with. Videos. Whoa. That's weird. It's weird, isn't it? Let's go back. You could just do a few of these and stick them together. Couldn't you that? Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to like just be putting my head on the tripod like, how amazing is this? Look at the blurred out background, looks great. This one, there's something crazy happens with the hands, but that's a cool effect, isn't it? That would be cool. It's weird, but it's kind of cool. AI still obviously struggles with hands. He's going through the tripod as well. But I don't hate it. It's kind of cool. It's a cool effect. This is wild. It's absolutely wild. And I don't really know what it means. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. My initial thought, again, like it was a couple of years ago, is that it's a little bit frightening. The digital landscape is literally changing under our feet, whether we like it or not. I think I said before, the AI genie is out the bottle and it's not going back in. So we kind of either need to embrace it or not. That's your choice, isn't it? I'm certainly not going to be the one constantly whinging about AI because there's just no point. It's a waste of time. My hope is that, my prediction is tech companies, when it comes to creativity, have vastly underestimated people's desire for, people's desire for realism and human story. I think people will continue doing photography. My daughter is in secondary school and she's desperate to start doing photography there because they do a photography course. The kids still love it. They love it. And I still love it. And I think the experience of doing photography and telling human stories and doing art and being creative is not going away. I do think it's going to get a bit more niche though. And I'm not sure how much images are ever going to be worth again. Probably not a lot. I still think there's a big place for printing and putting your own images or images of photographers that you love on your wall. I don't think that's going away. It will become more niche though. I'm certain of that. There will be people out there who will say, what's the point in taking a photo when you can just create it from scratch like that? Especially of landscapes and animals and things that don't involve the people that you know. We'll still take shots of our friends and family and stuff, obviously. But for creating a landscape, if you just want a pretty landscape picture, you just create it yourself like this. It only does sort of 1,000 pixels on the short side at the moment, but soon, probably, that'll be 3,000 pixels or 5,000 or as many as you want. It's getting better and better over time, and you'll be able to blow it up as big as you want and put it on your wall. Think, oh yeah, I made that. It only took me 90 seconds on Chat GPT or Sora or whatever system is going to be used. So wild times. It's kind of exciting, and it's kind of making me think I'm just going to go outside and take some photographs in the sunshine, touching grass, keeping it real, telling stories, and just hope that lots of other people still want to do that as well. I want to hear from you in the comments because, like I say, I've only just discovered this, and it's kind of been wild seeing it come to life right in front of my eyes like that with so little work. That's the thing. Images that would have taken photographers years or even, well, days, months, years to create, being done in a matter of seconds. Let's fight the machines. Let's fight them with reality and human story and entertainment and fun. That's the way forward, isn't it? Stay positive. Let's go.